Hello, everyone. Welcome. I have a message I want to share from the Galactic Federation of Light. So I've been meditating with them every day, and they've been taking me onto their craft, their huge, large, massive ship. And the last couple of days, they've been taking me up to this like boardroom, right? And it's like the size of kind of my living room. I don't know, like 15 by 15, something like that, right? And it's got windows on one side, and that's it. And it's got this big white board that they kind of show me things on. And then there's 12 of them, and there's this big kind of desk type thing, or not desk, table, right? Looks like a boardroom. Anyway, I went in today and I said, what do you want me to share with people? What's going on? And they showed me the Earth. They showed me almost like two versions of Earth, but they said it's not separate. It's the same Earth. It's just that one aspect of the Earth is really dark and one aspect of the Earth is really light and bright. And that's the same with the human form right now. And I said, what are you talking about? And then they showed me, they said the human needs to understand what's happening to their physical body right now. That the physical body is digesting more dense consciousness than it's used to. And what it's doing is, by digesting that dense consciousness, they said, it is getting clogged. The body's getting clogged up with this denser consciousness in the body. And so the body is feeling more agitated, more irritable, more tight, more restricted. There's more anxiety, there's more irritability. There's all these feelings that the human is feeling, they're saying, and it's not just because the human is also going through their own internal purge, perhaps, or shadow work, or some of that. That may be happening, but this is very different, they said. So it's all divine, it's all perfect. There's nothing to worry about, they said. But what they want us to recognize is how the physical form is being right now and what it needs from you, the conscious observer, to assist it. Okay? So they likened it to a garbage disposal. And they said, we want you to imagine that your body is this open vessel, like a sink, okay? And because we're energetic beings, we're all energy inside. If we were to actually have some sort of energetic tool that could measure frequency and energy, if you put it up against the body, it would be like, massive energy. Our whole body is holding energy, and it spins. And based on that spin, that creates a frequency. Based on that frequency, it creates a vibration. So we are all energetic beings, and every single thing, being, experience, all of it is consciousness out there as well, and energy, all of it. It's just spinning so low that it creates density, form, mass, matter. We have an energetic field around us, 1.5 feet out. It vibrates out our frequency, and it allows us to tap into every single external thing that we experience and encounter in every now. And that includes a conversation you have, getting gas, going to the grocery store, meeting somebody at the bank and the bank teller, right? Cooking your dinner, going out to dinner. Well, we're not doing that right now, but looking at your phone, that's an external experience, right? Reading a text message, external. Reading a book, external. Listening to music, external. Watching TV, watching a movie. Everything that you're doing is external stimuli. Consciousness, experience, unless you're sitting and meditating, going inward, right? So that is a consciousness, that experience, anything that you're doing in every now externally has to be digested through your channel. It has to go through your channel as consciousness in order for you to understand it. You see, we think we understand it just because we're human beings, but actually what's happening on a much larger scale is it's energy connecting to energy and consuming it so that you can now understand it as an emotion, thought, belief, behavior, blah, 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 right? Happens just like that. You don't even know it's happening. It's very natural. So what's happening right now, they said, is there is such a massive amount of denser consciousness that is purging off of the collective earth plane, the collective in the human collective, right? Off the earth plane. And we have to see it in order to clear it, right? So we're recognizing it, we're reading about it, we're hearing it, we're feeling it. This is all happening, right? Imagine it as was one big puff of smoke that's just hanging there. And we're in it like, holy shit. Every time you read a Facebook post, every time you open up Instagram and see an Instagram post, every time you hear somebody text you a message about something, every time that you watch some sort of video about it, every time that you turn the radio on or a podcast on, anything that we do right now, right? Most of us, in some way, shape, or form, are in that cloud. That cloud sort of comes in all of a sudden. And we're like, oh my God, get the cloud out, right? Because when we consume that, it feels denser, it feels heavier, it feels like fear or anxiety or worry or whatever it is, stress, right? So we're doing our best right now to not engage as often as we can, but we can't help it, especially if you are working out there. So we need to start to look at it as every single experience that you're having, everything, Facebook post, a radio show, I don't care what it is being digested into your body, into your channel. This has always happened since the moment you dropped into physical form, but right now it is very intense. And so what's happening is this dense consciousness that you are consuming just by being a human and experiencing the external, it's coming in so much and so fast that it's building up like a garbage disposal that has all this food in it, and the garbage disposal needs to be turned on so that it can flush it out. So there's nothing wrong with what you're looking at or what you're focusing on, right? So there's nothing wrong with it other than, does it feel good? No, it doesn't feel good. Okay, so maybe not focus on that if it doesn't feel good, right? But it's almost impossible to not run up against it through your consciousness. You would have to go and hide in a cave somewhere to not be noticing that there is massive density purging, right? You're going to hear it, you're going to see it, you're going to feel it. I mean, you can't deny it, okay? It's impossible. So as the food builds up or the density builds up in your body, we now have to recognize and understand how to clear it. So they showed me, it's like, imagine the human turns the garbage disposal on. Now, if you just turn the garbage disposal on and you don't have water running, what's going to happen? It's going to break the garbage disposal, right? And so what they mean by when they're showing this as an analogy is, listen, you can say to yourself, I'm going to clear this, I'm going to clear this, I'm going to clear this. But if you don't actually turn the water on, nothing's going to happen. You're just going to continue to build up this dense food, and your body's going to get even more tight, more restricted, right? More irritable, right? So we want to turn the water on. And the way you turn the water on is you start to increase the frequency in the body. And a lot of people will call that raising your vibration or raising your frequency. It's the same thing. You can call it whatever you want, but what we're doing is we're increasing the frequency in the body, which is basically like water. And when that frequency increases, it naturally starts to release that food, right? It starts to move that food down. Why? Because the spinning of energy spins anything else that's in there and starts to move it. Which is why when we go through the ascension process, which we're going through right now, when high frequency light comes in, guess what happens? Density starts to come up and unravel. It starts shaking, right? And we all of a sudden we see it and we got to feel it through us. We don't have to feel this through us. We've already felt it as it's been coming in, right? It's not stuck in us. This is very important. It is not stuck in you. It's just building up, right? We saw it, we're totally feeling it, so it's not stuck, okay? It just needs assistance in moving through the body by increasing our own frequency. We have the ability to do it. So they said that this is really important right now for the human body so that the human aspect can understand how they can assist themselves in what is occurring, because when you start recognizing that you're not doing anything wrong and that there's nothing wrong with you, that it's all just energy and consciousness and it's all just being digested, and now you get to learn how to increase your frequency, then it becomes a walk in the park, right? You're not beating yourself up. You're like, oh my God, I digested way too much density today. What do I need to do? I need to listen to really calm music. So this is where we get to what makes you feel good. How can you raise your vibration? How can you increase the frequency in your body? Very simple ways of increasing the frequency in your body would be listening to music, There's music that the second you turn it on, your body starts to relax and vibrate into a higher frequency. Going outside in nature, hands down, the fastest way to shift your frequency, right? Stand by a tree, smell a tree, squeeze a tree, smell a flower, lay on grass, listen to a waterfall, listen to a river, go lay by a river or an ocean or a lake, anything that has to do with river, massively awakening and will start to shift your frequency. Listening to things that make you laugh. Laughter is an instant increase in frequency. Relaxing in bathtubs, being in water. Being in water will increase your frequency so fast, right? Standing in a shower, laying in a bathtub, whatever that is. Meditating will increase your frequency. Saying mantras will increase your frequency. Moving the body, running will increase your frequency, right? For all of us, it could be very different. But what is it for you that when you do it, you feel relaxed? It's almost like you feel like, oh, I just shifted, right? You know when you've had that experience. So now you need to get even more conscious of when you've had that experience. When do I feel like, oh, relax? When I play that song. Keep playing that song. On days where you are recognizing that you've consumed a lot of density, my garbage disposal has gotten pretty high. What do I need to do? I need to increase my frequency and my vibration right now. Okay, let me go figure out how that is. Do you see how we view this very neutrally? Do you understand how they're viewing this for us, how they're showing us this? That there is nothing wrong with the density out there. The Galactic Federation of Light never has judgments around anything, right? And so we are learning how to do that ourselves. There's nothing wrong with any of the negative, dark, fear-based, any of that, right? It's clearing and it's purging. It's designed to be exactly how it is. And so we can't help it that we are here in it. We've designed ourselves to be in it. So to beat ourselves up because we're feeling this consciousness is defeating the purpose of being here now, which is learning how to be multidimensional. One of the aspects of learning how to be multidimensional is understanding how you consume consciousness and how you clear consciousness that may be building up. How do I even know it's building up? I start to feel tight, restricted, irritable, angry. Well, how do I know that's not just my own shadow work? You know the difference. Start paying attention. Were you throughout your day, were you engaging externally with experiences and consciousnesses that were denser? Pretty simple. Yes, I was. Correct. Okay, let's go and raise my vibration, right? Let's go and clear this through, right? If you just sat home and had really great experiences all day and you were in joy and peace, and then all of a sudden, just like that, you moved into a massive amount of anger, then that's most likely something internally coming up. But I don't want to get too deep into trying to decipher, because this message is a broad message for those of you that resonate, and it's about the fact that all of us, whether you realize it or not, are consuming massive amounts of this dense consciousness, right? And if it's clogging up in you, it's not clogging up in everybody, but it's clogging up in a lot of us. And if it is, raise your vibration. Listen to music. And it will, the second you raise your vibration, it will literally, like the garbage disposal opens and boom, it clears. So it's not a matter of like, well, how long is this going to take, right? How long do I have to keep my vibration going? Because what you'll notice when you start doing this is that you can't keep the vibration up the entire day, right? So you do it, and it's like turning the garbage disposal on. You don't have the garbage disposal on all day long. There's not crap food going through there, right? All day long. You're only doing it when there's crappy food that needs to be released. Now you can do this often throughout your day just to do it and just to experience it and just to have the feeling of, oh my God, I felt my vibration shift, right? I increased the light in my body by listening to that song. I increase the frequency in my body by sitting by a tree. Can you get aware of this? Can you be acutely aware now of all of this? consciousness being consumed and digested in the body, moving through the channel, experiencing it and feeling it. Is it clogging up? Is it not clogging up? When I listen to this, how does my body feel? Do I feel like I've increased my frequency and I'm in a different frequency right now? Do I feel like I'm in a lower frequency? Navigate it with eyes wide open. Navigate it with that awareness. We are learning. This is being multidimensional. This is giving us an opportunity to be multidimensional, right? And if you are somebody that is out in the zone right now, out there working amongst all of this that's happening right now, people that are in the hospitals, the paramedics, the doctors, the policemen, the firemen, the people that are working at the animal shelters. I mean, you name it, right? There's a lot of people that are out there right now in the midst of it. And they can't escape it like we can at home. We have a choice, right, to turn that TV on, to flip through Facebook, whatever, right? They don't. So if you're one of those, 2 things the Galactic Federation of Light said to do. 1, visualize light around your entire body as often as you can. Visualize light around your body. And the reason you're doing that is because that's going to help keep your vibration high as you are in the field, as you're in the zone, as you're in the cloud, right? Because you can't escape it. You can't run away from it. You can't get out of it. So you're in it. You're inundated by that consciousness of fear all day long. Hold yourself in a higher frequency by imagining a huge amount of light around you as often as you can. And the second thing, when you get home, give yourself an energetic cleanse. Lay or sit for 5 minutes. It may be even in a shower, right? But just intend for your energetic field to be cleared. I'm clearing my energetic field. Imagine a massive amount of white light flooding over your entire body. White light flooding over my body like I'm just standing in a shower of white light. And breathe that in. Feel it coming over your body, and you'll be just like that, ready to go the next day. Okay? So those are 2 things you can do if you are out there right now in the midst of it. And for all the rest of us, pay attention. It's like we're in a rave. Again, the Galactic Federation of Light loves to show me these visuals. And they said, you guys have just walked into a loud, obnoxious, ginormous rave where there are lights of all different types, all different colors going off. You can barely see anything because of all the lights. There's 16 different DJs playing different songs that are so loud you can't even hear your own breath, right? And you got thrown into this rave and your system is on overload. It's like, oh my God, right? And you can't get out. So that's kind of what we are in right now, even though it's also very calm, right? It's also very peaceful. But there's an external rumbling that's going on. And all you have to do is turn on your computer and go anywhere on that Google search and you'll see it, okay? So there is a constant rave that we're in right now. And this rave is clearing and being purged off the earth plane. But our bodies are being inundated by it at the same time. So let's take care of our bodies. Let's raise the frequency within our body as often as we need to by sitting outside, feeling the sun on our face, drinking really, really clean, high frequency water, right? Water right now is really, really important. Drinking it, laying in it, listening to it. It clears, it nourishes, it cleanses, and it pushes the densities through. So there you go. Message from the Galactic Federation of Light. It's what our physical bodies are going through. They have been going through it. It's what we've done our entire lives, but right now we are in a pressure cooker, okay? And the way we assist is by recognizing when we feel that pressure cooker and then increase our frequency, raise our vibration by any little thing that makes you feel good, okay? Maybe it's mantras, maybe it's talking to somebody, laughing with somebody, watching funny videos, whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not escaping what's happening, okay? And there's nothing wrong with what's going on in the external. Nothing wrong with it, you guys. When I was with the Galactic Federation of Light today, they were like, "Oh yeah, this is going as planned." I mean, it could have happened long. It could have It could have extended longer than it's actually going to be, and it could have been shorter, right? So there's all these possibilities that it could have been, and it's perfect the way it is unraveling, but it's perfect. There's nothing wrong. There's no emergency. There's no like, holy shit, what's going on the earth plane? None of that's occurring right now up there. None of that. Now it's just a matter of the humans understanding how to navigate it, right? We're learning how to navigate in new ways. We're awakening into so many things, and one of them is being multidimensional, which is learning how we navigate consciousness, because we are consciousness and our bodies know how to do it. That's why we have a channel. So everything that you engage in the external is consciousness. It just looks dense. Every emotion you have, every response you have, all of it is consciousness. And when you have that response, it's because that consciousness from that experience filtered into your body, filtered into your channel to allow you to feel, hear, experience, receive it. So pay attention, okay? I love you guys. Be gentle with yourselves. Share this with anybody that may need to hear it in order to understand what may be going on with them physically or emotionally or mentally or all of the above, right? Be gentle with yourselves. And I will share the next message when the next message comes. I love you so much. Bye.